Okay, we are live. How's everybody doing? It is Tuesday, July 26, 2022, 6:02 p.m. Pacific time here in Las Vegas. Hope everybody's doing okay. We are once again doing another live unboxing because that's how we roll here, as I mentioned. And we got a lot of stuff coming up, as you know, so make sure you are subscribe to that channel here because we're going to be doing some even more stuff. This is the tip of the iceberg. Of course, we have the HP Spectre x360 13.5 inch in the studio, just arrived today. I don't know much about it other than what we're going to unbox. I do know a few of the specs. We'll get into it in a moment. But before we do so, hit that like button. Let's get this spread out over YouTube so we can get it seen as by many people as possible. So I want to know how everybody's doing. Let me know in the chat, but I gotta say it's good to see everybody. We have a few of the regulars already here. So we have Handquake here. Good to see you, my friend. And it's not cheap, but it's going to be on sale at Best Buy. I did leave a link in the description below, and it's at $13.99, I believe, but now it's up to the regular price. But from what I understand, it's going to go back down. So keep monitoring that. And then, of course, you can customize it over at HP's website. I left links for both in the description below. So we're going to see what we got here, Omega. Good to see you. Tech Realm is here. We're going to look at the design, everything we've been wanting to see of this. Napoleon Velasco Carrillo, you've been waiting for the reviews. Yeah. So we're going to get into it now. Let's just see how many people we have. We have 51. So in just about a minute or so, we'll get to the unboxing. I just want to make sure we get enough people in here before we start. Good to see One Bad Man Van. Good to see you, my friend. And this is my temp you away from the MacBook Air M2. So I don't know. We'll see. But the design is going to looking good so far from what I've seen from the press images and so forth. We got it in the box here. And you can see all the cameras there. Good to see Digital Slang once again. Good to see you, my friend. Mazzy Star is here. Hey. The pre-launch offer in India was pretty good. All right, that's good. Is the OLED good for Photoshop? Yeah, I would imagine it would be. It's going to have the good color accuracy. It's going to have the high contrast. It's going to have the good or the great coverage, hopefully, of the color gamut. Again, we'll definitely see it. Thanks for doing these live streams. Joey Beretta, no problem. What's up, Arnav? Good to see 12 Lionheart here. Let's go. All right. Coming up. And we got a lot of the regulars here. So it's good to see everybody. And just do me a favor. If you have a question, put a question or a Q before, just so I know it is a question. But once we get this unboxed, we can get to your comments and questions. Let's focus on the unboxing at this point. We've got 60 of you. That's enough. Let's get rocking and rolling here. So nice packaging, of course, but we'll see what's inside here. This came today from HP. And we get our knife here. I'm going to stand. Hold on. Okay, so we got our knife here. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Let me close the knife. I don't want to cut me or anything on my desk right now. Oh, this is nice. So they give you a sleeve in the box. Let's take a look at that first. We'll put that down for now, and we'll get to it in a moment. Let's just take everything out, and we'll take a look at everything. Very nice box. This is the inner box. It's a little bit, because it's white. The box is white. We're going to get into it in a moment. Let's see what the sleeve looks like. Nice touch that they include this. And let me get it out of there. We got our first super chat. We'll get to it in a moment. And I always like this nice touch that they do when they give us something like this in the box. Because it really shows that they care, I think. It's kind of faux leather. We've seen this type before from HP, but I just appreciate it. Velcroed in, and a place to store the pen on here. So you'll be able to store the pen. The pen should be included in the box. Let's open the box. And I want to thank Carl for that $199. We'll get to that in a moment. Wow. This is going to be the Nightfall Black. And there it is. Whew. Feel a little bit of heft. This is going to be 1.36 kilograms or 3.01 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see what else you get. Here's the box. Too much light, but anyway, this basically says HP Spectre x360. Some documentation here. And congratulating me on the purchase, just some documentation, very typical stuff we see. We got some warranty information there. We've got a power adapter here with the braided cable. We've seen this one before, USB-C. Let's see what the wattage is. And this is going to be 65 watts. So pretty compact, USB-C, of course. So that's good. And let's see what other goodies they give us in the box. So we got the pen. Okay. It's going to be the MPP 2.0, Microsoft Pen Protocol. It's rechargeable. There it is. They got some extra pen tips in here. I'm sure there's also a pen tip remover tool, but there's the pen, rechargeable. Always good to see that, and we can look at it over here for those that are wondering. So it's always nice. I'm left-handed, but nice so far. Nice value add right there out of the box with this SKU at least, and we get the extension cord as well. Right there. And what else? Oh, look at this. This is, I think, something new here. So looks like they give us a nice hub here in the box. So this is going to give you some ports you might need. HDMI, 2 USB-A ports, a USB-C port over there. Oh, very, very nice. Very nice. And here it tells you what it is. Very nice. Nice touch. Very, very good. I like that. So let's put this back and get to the unit. So they give you the sleeve, they give you the pen, and they give you the hub. All right, that's looking good so far. Let's put this to the side. All right. So I want to thank, let me get to that super chat because I don't want to forget about it. And according to Carl, who's a good friend to the channel, nice to see you. $199 an opened cardboard box with the word unboxing. Yes. All right. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Michael Bird is here checking in. Okay, let's get back to the business here. So nice that they include that adapter in the box here. Now, this is the nice sleeve they give you, and here is the unit. And like I said, 3.01 pounds, 1.36 kilograms, something to that effect. Oh, that's beautiful. That is the Nightfall Black with, I believe, the copper accents. It's looking good. We've seen it before, but the difference here, rounded edges. They're going with that design, the design that they went with the 16-inch, and looking good. Now, as far as ports, it's got the drop jaw here. That's a USB-A. 3.5 millimeter headphone jack is in the corner, the gem cut corner. And then on the other side, a USB-C Thunderbolt 4. And in the gem cut corner is a second USB-C Thunderbolt 4 micro SD card reader. And like I said, they put this in the box here, a nice hub that gives you HDMI and 2 USB-A ports. Now, I'm already noticing a little bit of fingerprints, but we can take a look at the opening it up here. And here we get some diagram. You can see it here. And you could stick the pen magnetically. Let me get the pen. Hold on. So this will stick magnetically to the side. Let me take off the sticker. Okay. And this is going to stick magnetically over there. You could see it there. And from above, you see it there. Okay. It's going to charge that way. And of course, we have the unit itself. And this is absolutely gorgeous. This is a 3:2 aspect ratio, 3000 by 2000 OLED display. We'll turn it on in a moment. I absolutely love this keyboard. I've used it in the past, obviously with the last gen. And I love the sizing of this touchpad. Clicking feels good. It's a glass touchpad. Now, this is running a U-series processor, people. So this is going to be the Core i7 1265, so the 1255U. It's a 10-core processor. There's 2 performance cores, 8 efficiency cores, if I'm not mistaken. It's a 15-watt with capabilities of turbo boosting up to, let me see what they say, 55 watts. So it's a 15-watt capable of bursts of up to 55 watts. That's pretty good. Got 118 of you watching. This is an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous laptop, ladies and gentlemen. It's got Spectre branding there. The keyboard looks absolutely gorgeous. Let's take a look at it here. You can see it there. You can see it there, but I can give you a better shot here, and the back is over there. Now, oops. Now, let's see how good the magnet is over there. There's the magnet. There it is. It sticks over there. You can sort of see fingerprints already, but this is what the keyboard looks like, okay? So very, very, very nice. Now, of course, this is 360 degrees. We can put it into the different modes. This is the tent mode right there, okay? And then, of course, you can put it into the presentation mode like that, okay? And then, of course, you could always go into the tablet mode, and it's going to be a little bit heavy, and the pen doesn't seem to stay on all that well. I'll see what's going on. Oh, there it is. Okay, now it fits good there. I just didn't have it on right. Yeah, magnetic rechargeable pen here. You can see it here, fitting right there. And this, it keeps coming down, but whatever. I'll play with it, see what position works the best. And you can see it here. So I'm really liking it so far. Let's turn it on. Let's see if it has any juice. Now, where is the power button? The power button is on the keyboard. So this is fresh out of the factory, I guess. I don't know if it's been set up already by HP. We'll find out. There's the HP logo. And we'll get to your comments and questions. I know we have quite a few of you watching right now. We got 123, but we only have 40 likes or 41 likes. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. Let's get this spread out over YouTube. That would really do me a favor here. Get that out of the way. It doesn't look so good in the background. So while this is booting up, let's take a look at the function row here. You can see that they have the, what is that? That's the brightness up and down. You got the keyboard backlight on it. You got the volume keys, mute key, microphone key to mute that. You also have the camera shutter switch over there. There's a dedicated key for that. And you got the function, you got the up and down and page up, page down. Fingerprint sensor is right there on the keyboard. Looking good. All right, looks like I'm gonna have to set this up for the first time. And this is United States. Let me see if the pen has charged. Yeah, it's working. I'm left-handed, of course. So we'll say yes. I can use my right hand even. Skip that. And you can see it here. Let me see the brightness. Let me bring up the brightness a little bit. Let me get onto my network here. Let me put it to me for a second while I put in my password. Keyboard feels good so far. Looking good, looking good. All right, let's get back to the, and I got to tell you, this keyboard feels really good so far. This is absolutely gorgeous, people. Absolutely gorgeous. According to Williams, some of the specs are listed on the side of the box. Hit the like button now before you forget. So let's go over the specs real quick. This is giving us the Core i7 1255U. It's, again, a 10-core processor, 2 performance cores, 8 efficiency cores, 15 watts with capable of bursts of up to, what did I just say, 50 something watts, I think it's capable of 55 watts. Okay. And we also get I believe it 1 terabyte of SSD storage. I believe it's PCIe Gen 4. This has 16 gigabytes of LPDDR5 RAM, if I'm not mistaken. And it has integrated Iris Xe graphics. It also has a 5 megapixel webcam. So we're going to take a look at that. It should have infrared on that. That's going to be Windows Hello. We're going to set it up for personal use here. So far the keyboard and touchpad feel good. It is attracting fingerprints. If you missed it, just go back to the beginning of the video of the live stream. I'll keep it up for replay. They give you a nice sleeve, a nice little hub with some extra ports on it, and they give you the pen with this SKU. Very nice. Let me put my credentials in for Microsoft. Let's see. Keyboard feels great. I keep reiterating that because that's really feeling good right now. Okay. It is gorgeous. And it features the Glam Cam. Yeah, I think, William, it does. Good to see you here, of course. And Handquake, the thing is simply cherry. We haven't seen the screen. So we're going to take a look at the screen in a moment here. But let's just get everything set up. Yes, let's use the face recognition. Let's get that set up. Let me do the top down maybe. Well, actually, maybe better for this one. So it's an infrared camera. And there it is. It took that. That's all it took. Let me set up a pin real quick. I'm getting so used to these live streams at this point. Yeah, James, HP's making some really nice laptops. And I like the design language here. They kept the gem cut corners, which I like, but they rounded off the corners. They rounded off the edges, which is a little bit easier to hold. And I think it's more comfortable. And we're going to set this up as a new device, of course. It's very, very nice. So you can see, it's a little bright let me lower the brightness. It's a little blown out, the camera. But as you can see the PWM there, you can see it there on the camera. So I don't want to go too low. But again, when you bring it all the way up, it doesn't show it. And of course, this is going to be a 400 nit OLED display, 3000 by 2000. It's going to be great for the content creator on the go. I would think this is going to be a good one. But of course, I'll test all the metrics and everything I normally do here on the channel. Could put myself down there. Yeah, no sharp edges, Than. Good to see you. Yes, there is fingerprint recognition here. That is located right there. That's the fingerprint scanner. You can see it here. You can get a look at the keyboard. It is very, very nice. And let me go back for a second. I don't like the OneDrive crap. Let me see if I can go back. Can I? Let's see. I don't want it to start backing stuff up while we're in. Let me see. It's not letting me. All right. I could figure that out later. Okay. So let's keep going. We're almost there. Why is there no numeric keypad? Because it's a 13.5-inch device. There's no room here for one. Now, the 16-inch would have room, but I don't believe it. I think they did away with that, right? If I'm not mistaken. Or did they keep that? I don't remember. I got so many laptops at this point. It's just ridiculous. Let me take all this off here. I don't want anybody getting anything pretty much. I remember when you thought 300 nits was good. Well, 300 nits should be at the bare minimum at this point. 400 nits for OLED, 500 nits for really good IPS display. I think that's the standard here. And then when you're talking HDR, you have bursts or peak brightness that it can go even higher. And it's just looking gorgeous so far. This is looking really, really nice here. Very, very good. So this is going to download some updates here. And the pen feels good in the hand. As I mentioned earlier, this is the pen. Now, this sticks magnetically to the side, right? It's just there, right there. Oops. But it doesn't want to stay. Maybe I should do it like this. Again, it's very thin, so there's not much of a ledge. I'd keep it in your bag, put it that way. So you can see there are 2 buttons on there. Hopefully you can see that. What's the best way to connect? So the flat part goes there. Okay. So you can see it there. Yeah, maybe if I put it up like this. No, it looks like it wants to go face down. Doesn't stick on the side. All right, we'll figure it out. But this is where it charges, right there. All right. I don't want to miss any super chats if one comes through. So according to William, the 16-inch, which I got last week, does not have the numeric keypad. That's right. That is the one drawback, in my opinion. I know you like the numpads. I know that. Yeah, a lot of people were not happy about that. They don't have the 16-inch anymore. Sure they do. They do. William just got it. I remember, yeah, we talked about that. Let me go back. HP's making some great laptops. Question. Thank you, Mazzy Star. I heard the 12th gen, I heard the 12th gen U processors are having issues and aren't performing as well as the previous one. We'll see. I'm going to do the testing. I know some people have already tested some of them. I'm going to reserve judgment until I get this one tested. This has, again, the Core i7 1250U, and we're all set up here, and it's got that beautiful startup screen here. You can see it here. And the pen is working okay, and the touchscreen is working. Yeah. So let me download Geekbench. And let me plug it in because I want to get the highest performance out of this. So this is going to be on this side. And I like that it goes in the corner here so you can keep it out of the way. Okay, so look how it's out of the way. There's another one over here. So let me download Geekbench real quick. I want to just do a quick setting here, quick benchmark. And I'm going to do a formal video on this, of course. So we got a bunch of you here, 131. Good to see everybody. Everybody, it's Andrew back again with another live stream. Hinges are good so far, TT. Hinges are good so far. Minimal screen wobble, which is good, especially on a convertible. That's good to see. So let me go to the downloads. Still downloading. Okay. So while that's still downloading, let's the display looks gorgeous here. Display looks gorgeous. So is it 90 hertz or 120? I don't think it is. Let me start closing all these. These are like always getting set up on this. Okay, there we go. So let's take a look at the settings on the display. Close that. So display settings are right here. And I could tell you right now, 3000 by 2000, it is an HDR. Let me turn on the HDR. So HDR is now turned on, so we can look at some HDR content. And advanced display settings, 60 hertz. So it is 60 hertz. 10-bit, so it's got 10-bit in color, which is good. Sometimes we see 8-bit, but this is 10-bit. HDR is on. And let me go to the settings here. Let me go to the... What's the app that they use for HP? I forget. I always forget. Let me just go to HP. The Command Center, right? Yeah, here's the HP Command Center. Let me agree to the terms. Okay, right now it is on the Glam Cam. We can control the Glam Cam here. We're going to look at the camera in a moment. This new feature offers it called Beauty Mode, right? It says it right there. We've seen the Glam Cam before and we like it. Right now it's using the Smart Sense, but we can turn on performance. So performance mode is going on. Let me see if I can hear the fans. I do hear the fans. I'm going to open it up in the video. I'm not going to probably do it now, but I definitely hear it. Yeah, I hear the fan going right now, or the fans. I would assume there are two. And let me go to the downloads. Here's Geekbench. Let's get that set up. And before we do that, let me just go to the power and sleep settings. And let me put it into best performance to make sure all the settings are what we want, the highest settings. Agree. Let's install it. And finish. Now, 1255U, that's an i7, like I said, 10 cores, 2 performance, 8 efficiency cores. It's got 16 gigabytes of RAM, and let's run it. So 12 threads, according to this. If that is correct, I don't know, but I guess it is. Really sweet. Going to wait the review. Dog needs out, and we weren't prepped for this live. Go ahead, my friend. Be well. Thank you for showing up. Good to see Handquake stopping by. And again, the replay will be up if you want to catch the remainder of it. The laptop touchscreen, yes. Do you recommend Mac for business intelligence? What do you mean business intelligence? Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess if you like Mac, what do you use? What do you need for a numpad for? Well, you're going to crunch numbers, spreadsheets, the like. That's what you're going to need it for. Longtime follower, first time live streaming. Welcome everybody. Welcome, Tom. Good day from Oz. How is everything down under? Upgrading from an older 16 to 9, 13-inch Spectre x360. This versus the MacBook Pro 14 with M1 Pro. Future comparison. The M1 Pro is going to be a much more powerful chipset. It's probably going to also be more efficient, but again, just depends on which ecosystem you want to be in, of course. So there you go. All right. So yeah, this is 60 hertz, fan. All right, so let's see. So far, it's running that. I could connect up the HDMI. Let's see. We're going to do that in a moment, but I think that's going to take off the HDR. So I want to run the HDR on this as well. So let's see what's going on. While that's doing that, let me go to YouTube. I'm not even logged into my account. And I'm going to go to... Let's go to this video because this should be an HDR. It is. And this one, let's put it to, right now it's 1080p. Let's just go full blast. Let's see what happens. This is on 4K HDR 60 frames per second. Let me listen to the sound. We'll get to that Geekbench in a moment. But things were running in the background. I forgot I had the Geekbench running. We'll run it again in a little bit. So this one, this is HDR. Sounds pretty good, the speakers. So it sounds pretty good. How am I supposed to know how long the batteries does it last? I just took it out of the box. You people you're killing me. You guys are killing me. How the hell am I supposed to know how the battery life is? Literally 5 minutes ago, I just took it out of the box. Oh my God. And here we're getting spammed, people. Let me ban that crap. We're banning naked, tired of being alone. Yeah, I'm tired of being Why do you always use that video for OLED and speaker test? Because I feel like it, fan. You got a problem with that? Because I feel like it. System code unlock. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Will you be getting the ThinkPad X13 Gen 3 in for review? I learned that my work will be providing a laptop, and this is the one I'm considering. The new Ryzen looks good. Yeah, hopefully we'll be getting that very soon. Thank you, Tech Realm, for taking care of that as well. The screen is beautiful. Is there a noticeable size difference? So here it is, the screen. I'm sorry. I meant to put it on the screen and not me, but we had to ban some people. Is there what? It's a 3:2 aspect ratio, by the way. And you can see it here. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. You no problem, Mazzy Star. It's gorgeous. Bravo. Bravo. So that looks good. All right. So I got the result here. I'm going to take this with a grain of salt because 1508, 65, 78, but these things are running in the background. We're going to rerun this. This is not an official test. Usually when things calm down, we're going to get the real numbers. So let's do the XE graphics. Now this should have 90, let's see how many executional units that this has on this chipset. Let me go back to my numbers here. So this has the integrated Iris Xe graphics, and it has let me do a search. 96, that's what I thought. So this has 96 execution units. So that's good. Dave Hagen is here. Good to see you. For those not in the know, but in the market, they may be confused. What's the difference between a Spectre and Envy? That's a very good question. And the Spectre is their top-of-the-line flagship. That's what we have here. That's what we have here. This is their flagship. And I would say the Envy. So you got the Spectre is 1, and I would say the Envy is 1A, in my opinion, because it's premium. There's no question. The only question is, do you want all the extra bells and whistles that you'd get with the Spectre? So that would be the big difference. Envy is clean, big, powerful laptops. Yeah, it depends which one you go with. But of course, they have a 13-inch, the Envy X360 13-inch I've reviewed. And yes, it is 96, correct. At 96 execution units. That is correct, Tech Realm. How is it compared to the Yoga 7i 16-inch 2-in-1? I hopefully will be getting that very soon, so I'll reserve judgment. But this is a smaller device. Nice, decent score there on the. You can see it here, 17,926. Let me take a screenshot. Hold on. So there, I just took a screenshot. Let me ask you a question. If we have 134, why would we only have 86 likes, man? Do not like this? Maybe I shouldn't be doing these? Hit that thumbs up, man. And let's also do me a favor. Do me a big favor. We're so close to 128,000 subscribers. If for those who are not subscribed, do me a favor. If you like this kind of content, why not subscribe? I have a lot more stuff coming, and we're, I think, less than 100 subscribers away. So let's get this done so we can get closer to 130. Let me get to more questions. Just joined. The M2 drive is replaceable. Yeah, I would believe it is. I'm going to open it up. I believe the RAM is soldered in, which has become the norm for these type of laptops for this size. Is this laptop good for handling geometry? Yeah, I would see it would be fine. It's got the Xe graphics. It'll be fine, although the Xe graphics are getting a little bit long in the tooth. Now, this is the back of it. And you can see it's starting to get some fingerprints. So this is the Nightfall Black, but you can get it in the Nocturne Blue or the natural silver, the traditional silver we've been seeing in the past. All right, let me go to, let's run, now that everything is calmed down here, let's rerun the CPU benchmark, because I just want to see what number we're going to get on that. And I don't know, we're going to also test out the camera next as well. I don't know how long we're going to go tonight. But hopefully we had some really good live streams lately. So there you go. Yes, that is going to be replaceable. Interestingly, it looks like you can get it with 32 gigabytes, whereas the Yoga 9i only has been available with 16. So that is going to be a nice option to go with. And we can talk about pricing. So this starts, and I can tell you right now, this is starting at, let me go to the website here. I'm just reading off their website, $1199.99. That's the basic one. And then it goes up from there. Now, priced as configured here, I believe it's about $1,700. However, Best Buy had it as early as yesterday, or at least I checked, it was a $13.99 or $13.49. But now it's showing the full price. But from what I understand from HP, and again, I'll confirm it when I have the press briefing with them, because I was not briefed on this yet. It's just probably going to be back on sale on Best Buy. And again, I dropped links in the video description here of this live stream. And again, I'll leave it up for a replay. But this should be back on sale, so we'll see. But right now, if I go over there, it's showing $17.49. But I have a feeling that's going to go back down. And again, I'll give you more information on that. And that one over at Best Buy, I'm looking at it now, $1749.99, and that's going to have the 16 gigabytes of memory, the terabyte of storage, the Nightfall Black, the 3000 by 2000 OLED display like we have here, and there you go. So, all right. So, question: according to Black Cell 2022, good to see you, Black Cell. Wonder how much more how much better the non-OLED battery is. I have the 16-inch OLED Spectre and I love it, but I want something small and portable. But the non-OLED of this model is 1,000 nits and the OLED is only 400 nits. So when you say 1,000 nits, people, let's be clear. Is that the one with the privacy display? Because I know they were offering that on the Envies. Are they offering that on this? 400 nits for the OLED. See, this is a much better score we got here. We're going to talk more about the display in a moment, but 7328, which is respectable. 1598 is a respectable. Again, U series versus the P series we've been seeing. That'll have more executional units, more rather, I would say, cores, rather, I meant to say, not executional units, but cores. That has 12 cores, 8 efficiency cores, 4 performance. This has 10 cores, which are 2 performance cores and 8 efficiency cores. So there you see the difference there. Let's go to Crystal Disk Mark. Let's real quick, let's download that, and we can take a look at the camera as well while we're downloading it. But let me just get to the Crystal Disk Mark test. Hold on, let me go to Google. Hold on. Okay, Crystal Disk Mark. All right, let me go there. And let me go to the download. Close that. And let me download that. Okay, so while that's downloading, let's bring in the camera. And this is the camera, and it's got the glam cam in the settings from the HP settings here. Actually, let me see if we could look at the glam cam here. And I got to turn this off to get the preview back on. Camera preview there. Let me connect this real quick to the HDMI. Actually, let's use that little hub they gave us. So they gave us this hub, and let me connect this up. See, I don't like having, one thing I don't like is there's no USB-C port here. So that I'm not crazy about. Okay. So let me load that in. And there it is. So this is the camera and this is the glam cam. So the glam cam, we can do the auto frame. Let me maximize that. We can do, this is the auto frame. This will always keep you in frame. And then I could turn that off, and there it is. Lighting correction is off here, and if I put it back on, there it is. You could also have the appearance filter. I turned HP presence detection. So there's the presence detection, and that's the different levels of that. So I like what the glam cam gives you in terms of control over the camera, and I think it's a nice camera. What do you think? Let me know in the chat. The lower the resolution, the better in terms of battery life, I'm assuming you guys are talking about. Why efficiency cores are not useful helping saving battery. I think it has to do with the drivers, maybe. Good to see Jeremy Tarter here. Is that touchpad haptic, and what is the screen refresh rate? 60 hertz refresh rate. It's not haptic. I don't believe it is. I believe there's a physical, yeah, it's not haptic. It's also pretty nice as far as the size. And I love the 3:2 aspect ratio. Let's put the lighting correction back on. So this is the glam cam. So if I go back to the camera, and it looks pretty good. This is a 5 megapixel camera. Now let's put it on the video mode, and then let's see 1080p. Yeah, so 1080p. This is a 1080p 30 frames per second. And I can see the beauty mode is kind of on here. Pretty interesting. Yes, it is 1080p. It is 5 megapixels. Actually, I remember watching something about Windows and the E-cores and the 12th gen Ray battery on the new chips. Yeah, I mean, this is the first time for them with this 12th gen, and I think they're going to have some, they're going to have to do some updates to it, I think. Camera looks good. I agree. I like it. I like it. Looks very good. I would have no problem recommending this. And by the way, people, I love this. I love the fact that they gave you this in the box. Of course, it would be better on the device, but they do give you some pretty useful ports. Now, again, like I said, the two USB-C Thunderbolt 4 ports are located, one in the gem corner and one over here. And then they don't have one on here. That's where the headphone jack goes. So a little bit of, that's a little nitpicking on my part, but I think it's actually pretty good in the end. I believe it is Gen 4. Well, let's see what speeds they give us. So that's the camera. I thought the camera's good. Let's go to the downloads. Crystal Disk Mark. You can actually watch what I'm doing. All right, and let's go to unpack this. Let's see. Boom. We have 127 of you, so it's been a really good live stream. And let's get the... So this is going to have a terabyte. Yeah, this is a terabyte SSD. And let's run it. We're going to see what speeds they gave us here this time around. Sometimes they give you Gen 3 speeds, even though it supports Gen 4. I'll know right away when I see, yep, it's Gen 4. Yep. Let's see what the writes are, but I anticipate over 5,000. So we'll see. Oops. We'll see. Let me take a drink here. So pretty good turnout so far. We got 129 of you, and we got over 100 likes. So pretty good. Let's get that 1-to-1 ratio. Yes. Good to see Himesha here. Let's see who else is here. She's got a full HD camera, not a HD, but full HD. And it's 5 megapixel. Looks like the one you have on the Surface Pro, and that's a compliment because they do some excellent cameras on their products. And that's continuing to run. I just got, let's see, I just got to touch and feel the same laptop at Best Buy today. All right, Pavisa Morgan, all right. Good to see you. Can you please check the temps while running benchmarks? I will be doing all of that. I'd have to download it. Hold on. But one thing that this doesn't have, by the way, there's no SD card reader. I have one on my other one. Yeah, I'm going to test all the thermals. We're going to get that in the video. Don't worry. Especially if you can set power mode to high. I already did that. Watching your reviews for years. I appreciate that. Why does the wallpaper on every HP look so glorious? I don't know. They have good artists there that are doing that, I guess. I don't know. I like it. 2560 by 1920 pixels. I don't know what that is, but this is 3000 by 2000, a 3:2 aspect ratio. You could also get an IPS display as well. So that's an option you can go with. And between this and the Pavilion Plus, which I just reviewed, by the way, it was great. Which do you recommend? This is a little bit more premium, of course, but that Pavilion Plus for the bang for the buck it can't be matched. If you can get it on sale for that $850 price with that quality OLED display and the premium nature of that, I don't think you can go wrong. That's the best bang for the buck. When do you get these ThinkPad Z16? Hopefully soon. Now I'm in the middle of reviewing the Z13, by the way, and that video is doing great. And I'm putting the final edit on the Gen 10 X1 Carbon Gen 10. I want to get that out tomorrow because I still have to do that final edit. So Dave Hagen is saying, my live streams have underscored just how good laptops have become. I agree. Outside of heat and power efficiency on some chips, portability, design, display, connectivity is something to really appreciate. Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. They've gotten really, really good, whether it be Apple, whether it be HP, Dell, Lenovo, Samsung even is, but although I'm still angry that they're still 16:9 on their laptops, but the move to either 16:10 or 3:2 is the way to go. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. According to William, I thought you said there was an SD card reader on the laptop itself. Oh, yes. I forgot. There is. I'm so used to them taking ports away. There is. I forgot. My bad. I forgot. Thank you, William. What would I do without you? Envy and Spectre are better than Pavilion. Yeah, they're the higher end. But that Pavilion Plus, to me, that's a great bang for the buck. There is no question, especially considering you're getting that 14-inch OLED display. So you can see the very close to the 5,000 I was talking about. These are very good reads and writes so far. So it's very fast, very fast. Love from Sri Lanka. Good to see my people from Sri Lanka there. Does it have DDR5 RAM? I believe it does. Let me just see something here. Let me go to the task manager and let's go to more detail. Let's go to performance and memory. So this is running, the speed of the RAM is 4267. So is this, I don't know if this is is this LPDDR4X RAM or is this LPDDR5? I am not sure, to be honest with you. So I am not sure, but it's showing that it is running in dual channel mode. So 4267, I believe, isn't that LPDDR4X? I don't know. It's DDR4, right? That's what I thought. So they went with not DDR5, but DDR4. SD or micro SD card slot. It's a micro SD card slot, and it's on the side here. You can see it over here, or if you can get around that. It's on the side there, on the right-hand side. You'll get a good look at the ports in my video. It's LPDDR4X. Okay, can you upgrade the RAM to 64? You cannot upgrade the RAM yourself. It's soldered in, but you can configure this with up to 32 gigabytes of RAM. And that might be one of the reasons why you can get that in 32, but you couldn't get it in the Yoga 9i, which was using, I believe, LPDDR5. So that might be one of the reasons HP has probably a surplus of that RAM, and they're able to offer that. So that's just an educated guess, but I have no concrete information. Can you play high-end Steam games on it? You can play Steam on it. Again, these are not gaming laptops. This has integrated Iris Xe graphics, 96 executional units. It's getting a little bit long in the tooth. I talked about it the last video, or I will actually. I'm thinking about the video I was doing the voiceover this morning, and that's going to be on the X1 Carbon Gen 10. And I'll say it in that video, a little preview. It's getting a little bit long in the tooth, and I think there needs to be some kind of gain on that front. But that's a whole nother story. But for the most part, you'll be fine. If you lower some of the settings, you can play some older games. But as far as AAA titles on their highest settings, no. And why would you want to do that on this? I don't think that's what this is for. However, now, it does have two Thunderbolt 4 ports, okay? And they do support external GPUs. So I would say if you want to go that route, use an external GPU when you're docked, you certainly have that option. That's what Thunderbolt 4 brings to the table. For most people, 16 should be more than enough, right, William? Yeah, I agree. Stay away even, like at a minimum, stay away from 4 gigabytes. That's by public service announcement. I've said for the last couple of years, 8 gigabytes is the bare minimum, but 16, most people should be fine for now. But as demanding applications and so forth, as we make inroads and technological advances, you may want more. And I always go with the rule of thumb, if you could do more RAM, do more RAM. There's no negative aspect of going with more RAM other than the fact you're going to spend more money. And of course, these are not upgradable by the user. So you have to get enough RAM for your needs when you're checking out. 4 gigabits should be banned. I agree. There should be a law written that no OEM should offer 4 gigabytes of RAM, whether it be a cell phone or a smartphone rather, or whether it be a tablet, even a smartwatch at this point probably, and certainly not a laptop. There's no reason for that. It's just to sucker you into the door. That's what Apple does, and a few other OEMs do it. Microsoft does it on their laptop Go 2, although they finally got rid of that 4 gigabyte option this year, thank God. And but they still offer 128 gigabyte SSD, so they get you another way, and that's one, again, you want to stay away from. How are the speakers? I think close to me by is a great speaker test. Okay, I mean, I'll check it out. So far, they're pretty good. They were good last year, and I anticipate them being good this year. Let me see if they have any specs on their website. And again, I'll have my briefing actually tomorrow. I won't know till I have my briefing, but let me see what it says about speakers, if it says anything. It doesn't say. I don't know. I'll get more information. But so far, the initial sounded pretty good. So we'll see. All right. My workflow with software development probably actually needs 32 gigabytes of RAM. Having VS Code with a web server and Chrome with a couple of tabs completely maxes out 16 gigs. So yeah, I mean, you're definitely the use case scenario with somebody want probably 32, even higher if you can. That's for sure. And OEM should be lashed for 4 gigabytes of RAM. I agree. And it should be done publicly. We should take the CEO, whether it be Tim Cook or Satya Nadella, and have them, lashed in front of the people. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, stop with that crap, right? Don't offer 4 gigabytes. Don't offer 128. Stop with that nonsense. Okay. All right. So we're at 94 of you watching, 116 likes. That's good. Let me just check the stream, make sure everything's looking okay. Looks like it's all right. We're now almost an hour into it, 53 minutes. I don't know how long we're going to go tonight. We'll see. I always play it by ear, but it seems like we always get to an hour and a half somehow. So we'll see. Looking good so far. Been a nice popular turnout for this laptop here, which is good. I'm happy to see that. So right now we have 99 of you watching. All right, that's good. We had over 100 so far, well over 100 actually. So that's looking pretty good. And right now 110. That's good. All right, so want to see a P1 Gen 5 review. So I don't have that yet, but I will be getting it. And again, I'm waiting on that. Everything's coming in all at once. We just got the Dell in. Here's what we got. We got all the big players are now in. Apple MacBook Air M2, which I'll have my review hopefully this week. We got the X1 Carbon Gen 10 from ThinkPad with Lenovo. We got the Dell XPS 13 Plus. Both colors, and I got the chance to OLED and IPS, i5 versus i7. That's all coming, and we've already got our looks at that. And then we also got in the Snapdragon 8CX Gen 3, our first laptop. That would be the ThinkPad X13S, which I'm loving. And by the way, just as an update to that, my initial battery test, without doing hardly any battery saving measures, I put it at 75%. 75% brightness, balance mode, did my continuous web surfing test over Wi-Fi, and I got over 16 hours. Then I ran it with 25% screen brightness just to see what it would do, power efficiency mode, and I got about almost 19 hours. So that is looking really good. That battery life and the performance, by the way, has been the equivalent of an 11th gen Core i5, which is not bad, people, not bad. And in some instances, it's almost like 11th gen Core i7. So really, really good. Please share your quick updates. I just did. But I will have a video on that also this week. So there you go. I think it's you, Fan. I don't think it's me. Everything looks like the bandwidth is good. You keep talking. I think it's your connection, my friend. So I don't know what to tell you, but if it is, I'm probably maxing out my bandwidth, but who knows? I don't know. It looks fine to me from my end. What's your favorite 13-inch or 14-inch 2-in-1 on the market right now? So 2-in-1, This might be up there so far. Again, I need to do all my testing on this. And let me take a screenshot of this. So we did that. So looking good so far. How does it compare to the M2 MacBook? So are you talking about the MacBook Air, the MacBook Pro 13? I don't have that one. I have the MacBook Air M2. How does it compare? Well, I mean, I think your performance is going to be very comparable from the numbers we've seen so far. A little bit better single core on the MacBook Air M2. Yeah, I don't know what he does that. Stan likes to cause a stir, but it's probably his goddamn internet. Yeah, it's your old Wi-Fi. So, that's why I didn't take it too seriously. That's why I didn't take it too seriously. I regret not getting the 13-inch XPS 2-in-1 when they were still selling customizable new ones. I'm looking forward to their detachable that hopefully we'll get soon. I don't have any information yet, but hopefully soon. So that looks like a pretty interesting idea. So it's going to be more like Surface-like. Okay, so this is where I think it's supposed to go. There you go. I was going too low on it. I just realized H3 removed the side keys, home up, page down on the right of the keyboard. Yes, you're right. They went more edge to edge. Let's take a look. There it is. And let me bring in, this always screws up my live stream, but let's see if we can do it. Let me get a closer look at the keyboard. So what he's talking about is here, there's no side row. Usually there's a side row, page up, page down, delete, all that stuff. They now put that stuff here, and they went, I guess, more edge-to-edge type. You can see it there. And you can see it here. So again, these are the rows you get. So there's it's right now a mute button. There's the volume keys. There's your microphone key. And then there is your switch to turn off the webcam. And then it lights up when you do that. So, and then this turns silver. As you can see there, the big mess in the background. But that turns silver. There you go. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. You're right. I didn't notice that they took that off. I didn't see it, but I'm glad you picked that up, Tech Realm. What is the weight? So you're looking at 3.01 pounds. What is that in kilograms? Like 1.36, something like that in kilograms. So not the lightest 2-in-1, but certainly feels premium. There's no question. There's a very premium look to it. And then when you turn that off, that light goes away over there. That's silver, and then that icon tells you that it's enabled again. How's the drawing on the laptop? I'm going to test all that. I'm sure it's going to be fine. The pen's working okay. It charges on the side there. And you can see here I'm using my right hand, although I'm lefty. We got 108 of you. Does this come with Windows Hello? Yes, I set it up already, and it also has a fingerprint scanner on the keyboard. No right control key. No, I think there's only one control key here. Very interesting, and it's going all the way almost to the edge. They do have a little bit here. I have last year's model here somewhere. I'd have to look for it, but I'll show you in the video when I release the video. So Tim Shadler, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for all the live streams lately. What you read on all, what's your read on all these 13 to 14-inch laptops that you've had on the past few weeks? Z13 has me intrigued based on what you've shown. All right, so here's my take. I am loving the Z13. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really liking it a lot more than I thought. I'm liking the Dell XPS 13 Plus in its own way. They're very comparable to each other. In fact, it's very clear that the Z13 is going after the XPS 13 Plus. There's no doubt about it in my mind, based on the design language, based on a lot of the design choices they went with. Now, it's not perfect, and I'll talk about it in the upcoming video, but that has me intrigued as well. Out of the 13 to 14 inch, those are the two that are really, and this one so far has been great. I mean, obviously I just got it, but I'm looking forward to using this one. And I could tell you right now, it's not getting overly hot on the bottom. It's not overly hot. I haven't been really pushing it that much. It's got everything you'd want as a real nice portable laptop. And again, I love the 3:2 aspect ratio. So, you know, I'm going to have to do a head-to-head to all this stuff. I'm going to have to give you my summation of what all these 13, 14-inch laptops that have been coming into the studio, what's my take on it. So we'll see. Does Dell still sell that ungodly 4 gigabyte? Again, I think I don't know. I don't think so. I hope not. You could probably make a solid comparison video of all these 13 to 14. Yes, if I could find the time with everything coming in, but I bet that would be a popular video. Yeah, I'm gonna plan something, Dave. I think it's something I've been thinking about because, you know, I've been trying to get this out. One of the reasons I've been doing these live unboxings as opposed to doing a video and then doing a review video is because, first of all, it's actually faster for me to do that. And also this is being recorded, by the way. So I'm also using this as footage for those recorded videos that are on-demand videos. So it really actually helps me out and I'm doing some live testing that also helps me out so I can have it ready to go when I'm ready to edit. And you benefit as the audience because you get to see how the sausage is made, so to speak. So I think it's a win-win. Now, not everybody loves the live streams, I'm sure, but again, that's why I leave it up there for those that want to see it. Those that don't, you don't have to. I'll have regular videos on these laptops. I'm one person, so it takes a while for me to get to everything. And believe me, there's a lot of stuff coming in. 3:2 screen size is best for 14-inch and smaller laptops with larger screens than the 16 to 10. I agree. I think that's a very good observation. I think for this form factor, having this 3:2 aspect ratio is a good idea. Going bigger might be better with the 16 to 10. Like you said, the 16 inches, I think 16 to 10 is where you want to be. According to TechRealm, I don't think the Dell sells the 4 gigabyte model anymore. Looking at the website, even on the Inspiron, no. And I don't think they should be selling it at this point. I think the minimum should be 8, and I don't think there's any dispute about that. So we'll see. We have 115 with with 127 likes. Good. I'm happy to see that. Greetings from Thailand. Really good. Yeah, it's not a review, my friend, but I'm glad you're able to join us. This is my unboxing live here on the channel. So for those that are joining us, welcome. We just got our first look at, we took it out of the box, the HP Spectre x360 13.5 with that 3000 by 2000 OLED display, 3:2 aspect ratio. OLED I absolutely love. Now I got to test battery life and everything, but this is running the Core i7 1255U, which is a 10-core processor, as I mentioned earlier, with 2 performance cores and 8 efficiency cores for a total of 10. This is a little bit different than the P series we've been seeing as of late. So there you go. Do I have the Envy X360 1E? No. Is there a 1E or is that, I don't know what that is. I don't have it yet, but I'm hopefully getting the updated version in soon. This is the first of a lot of laptops we're getting, especially from HP and all the major players here. What's your personal 13-inch device you use daily? So right now, the ones I'm testing, I'm rotating 3 of them. I'm rotating the Dell XPS 13 Plus. I'm rotating the ThinkPad Z13, which I'm loving both of them. I love them both. And I'm testing out, and what's really intrigued me is the battery life and the performance. Surprisingly adequate performance out of the ThinkPad X13S running that Snapdragon 8cx Gen 3. A big gain, I think, in terms of performance over the Gen 2. And obviously the Gen 2 wasn't great to begin with, but this Gen 3 is definitely usable. And I love the fact it's on a ThinkPad. They didn't skimp on the durability, the quality, and it's premium in my opinion, and the keyboard's great. And I love having the 4G LTE on that one. Or no, I'm sorry, the 5G rather. What am I saying? 4G. 5G, it supports millimeter wave and sub-6. So it's a X55 modem from Qualcomm, and it's been working out pretty well. So I'm going to have more to say in all this very soon, so don't worry. Let's see what other questions. Good to see Michael Pepper Tech here. How are you, my friend? Why is it that most Windows laptops don't focus on the speaker quality? Is it because the figure most users will use headphones? I think they've gotten pretty good. Some of them have gotten really good. Lenovo on their Yoga 9i with their soundbar on that one is pretty good. Still not the MacBook level as the Apple has. Samsung could do better, I think, on their laptops. So we'll see. According to Tech Realm, he never uses headphones. Actually, Windows user here. I use my wireless earbuds. That's what I use. You know, that's just me. But again, I'm rotating so many laptops, so I'm probably not the right person to ask. Why do Windows laptops throttle on battery power, whereas the Apple computers don't? It's just the architecture. It's how they're developed and how the systems are made. And that's an advantage you have. You don't have to worry about being plugged in. And one of the big advantages of the M chips from Apple, whether it be M1 to the M2, has been the battery life and the efficiency and the fact that they stay cool. They don't get overly hot. So that is a definite advantage on the Apple's ecosystem. And I'm having a nice time with the MacBook Air M2. So that's actually been pretty good. Although I did notice some on my testing, thermal throttling, if you're doing anything of a sustained workload, say more than 10 minutes or whatever it is, it does throttle down, which is expected for a laptop that doesn't have active cooling. There are no fans in it. So it's pretty good. Now, the ThinkPad X13S that I'm testing, I've been running some pretty interesting stuff on there, and that doesn't get hot, by the way. And I noticed the performance was actually pretty decent. Battery life is off the charts. I'm going to talk more about that soon. So you use the Razer headphones and you're a Mac user. Okay. You know, it's just a matter of personal preference. But I'm glad to see we do have a headphone jack on here. So there you go. So that's where we are. We're now an hour and almost 10 minutes. But any other questions? We can talk more about it. But I'm going to have more on this laptop, of course, coming up in the video. I'll probably get it out hopefully the next day. And here's some crapware I see already. Have you tested any laptops with the Core i9 12900HK? Yes, I just did one, which is the Gigabyte Aero 16, and it did really well. I mean, that's not the video, the computer. People didn't care on my channel. I don't know why. That thing was really nice, although it's missing some ports, I think. Good to see a nice super chat here from Charles W. $5. I appreciate that. That makes me feel good. Thank you. Does the fans run loud on this one? I hear them, but I have all these lights on and everything, but I do hear them. But again, I'm on the performance mode, so if I probably put it into the balance mode or the quiet mode, you won't hear them. In fact, let me go to the settings. Let me go to, what is it, HP Command Center. And in the HP Command Center, we can change that and put it into the quiet mode. And let me take off my headphones to see how it sounds. Hold on. And guess what? The fans are off. You cannot hear it. So I like the user control that it gives you. You cannot hear it. Good. If you touch above the keyboard, is it hot? No. A little bit warm, but not hot. But I bet if we really ran it, it might really warm up. But again, no, not too bad. Spectre looks very hot, but is it the opposite in temperature? We're going to find out when I test it. So, Carrie, if you want to see a Core i9 12900 HK, check out the last recorded video I did. It's on the Gigabyte Aero 16. It's the YE5. It's got a gorgeous 4K 16-inch OLED display or AMOLED display. Absolutely gorgeous. And really nice all-metal design, really rock-solid build. It's not cheap. It's over $3,000, maybe even more, almost closer to $4,000. But it's a creator's laptop, and that's where it's really built towards. And if you want to check out those numbers, they were pretty much off the charts. So check it out. It's over on my channel. How many gigabytes of storage in your unit? So I talked about this. This has 1 terabyte of SSD storage. It is Gen 4 PCIe. And I have 16 gigabytes of, looks like LPDDR4X RAM. So they're using the older RAM. Probably my guess is because you won't notice the difference, by the way. Most people will not know the difference. They're probably going with it for efficiency reasons. Probably doesn't get as hot, maybe. And it probably uses less battery life. And they probably have more supply of that as well. That's because that's one of maybe the reasons we don't see the Lenovo Yoga 9i, the Yoga 9i getting above 16 gigabytes. It's hard to find one with 32. That might be the reason. And I'm fine with that because supply is always going to be an issue. And I'm just glad that they sent me this one because this is looking absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And this is the Nightfall Black color. You can see the back of it here. Absolutely gorgeous, people. Loving it all the way here. So what do you think so far? What do you think? So we got 105 of you. So we're now at an hour and 13 minutes. I don't know how much longer we're going to go. Any other questions? And we can maybe say goodnight, and then I can get to my testing of it. I still got to test the display, test the brightness, see what's upgradable. I'm just pretty much assuming you can upgrade the SSD, but everything else will be soldered in. That's my guess. But there you go. Maybe we could take a look at it next to some of its competition. What video chip? It's got integrated Iris Xe graphics, if that's what you're referring to. So let me bring in some laptops to look at. Let me unhook this. And by the way, I love the fact that they gave us this in the box. That's really nice. That's a good touch. All right. Everything's falling down. So this is the Dell. This is the i5 model with the full HD plus, and you could tell that it gets some fingerprints on it. And now, one thing I noticed that there's no lip here, so it's hard to get it. But once you just get it started, you're fine. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is also a full HD plus. It's not OLED. This is OLED. Now, this is 16:10. And you'll be able to see it next to this. And you can see it top down here. And it's looking pretty good, both of them. Also touch display. And you can see them here. Dell XPS 13 Plus 9320, HP Spectre x360 13.5 inch. This is running a P series processor, which has more cores, two more performance cores actually, and it runs at 28 watts, where this is a 15 watt. Although it's capable of going up to 55 watts on turbo boost speeds, and this is also capable of going beyond its 28 watts as well. Any plans for convertible laptop Smackdown? I probably should. So let's move that over. And this is the Z13. And this one has a little reverse notch on it, and this allows you to just go like that. This is another one I'm loving. And I don't know if it's got juice or not. I've been using that. So this is running the Ryzen 7 6850. It's the U processor. It's got 8 cores on that one, 16 threads. What HP should have done in the design, according to William, is put the 2 USB-C ports on each gem cut corner and then move the headphone jack to the left side. I agree. I think that would be a fantastic move if they did that. So here you go. So that's it. Let me take this plug off, and then you can see all 3. So I'm liking all of them. The battery's running low on the Lenovo. Let me zoom out. You can see it. There are all 3 there, my friends. They're all there. What is the laptop in the middle? I forgot. I just said it. Are you paying attention? You know what? I'm not going to tell you because you need to pay attention, my friend. This is what you do in school? Because it sounds like you're in school probably, right? You need to pay attention, you know? Otherwise, you're going to get detention. It's okay. It's all right then. You're all right. You're okay. You get a little carried away, but you're okay. You're all right. Forget about it. So yeah, I should probably do like a SmackDown at some point. So we've been consistently over 100 people concurrently, which is excellent, which I'm very happy with. Someone is running that on 4 gigabytes of memory. It does rhyme. All right. I hate to go. I'm having so much fun. Again, so this flashing light, just for anybody who might still have any question about that, it is the PWM that it uses. It's not flickering in real life. It's just my camera. Uses pulse width modulation, but we've gone over that before, so you probably all know about it. That was the Commodore 64 in the middle. Yes. How do you like the brand new Commodore 64? It's new incarnation. Oh boy. You kill me. Giveaways, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't love doing giveaways only because it's not loved by YouTube. In other words, they don't like when you do that, but whatever, we'll see. So the Framework laptop, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm trying to get the brand new one. I reached out to the founder of that company. They're fans of mine. And yet when the PR company that was supposed to send me one never did, I guess they only had X amount of review laptops. So I'd love to review it. It's intrigued me. I like the modularity of it. I think that's something that I'm interested in. I think it's something my audience is interested in. So I would definitely be up for it. That's for sure. I would love to check that out. There's no question. And this worked really well in Windows Hello. So the other thing I wanted to point out, 3:2 aspect ratio, 16:10, 16:10. So those are the differences between the 3. And I kind of agree with what William said earlier, or was it Tech Realm, or both of them maybe. These are good for 3:2 aspect ratio. I think 3:2, I think it was William, 3:2 is the right size for a 13-inch device, or in this case 13.5, 13 to 14 inches. Can you do a review on the cheap displays? Yeah, I mean, there's so many things we can do on the channel, but again, I'm so limited on time, and obviously that's a premium as far as my time is concerned. So I'm gonna have to pick and choose carefully what I bring onto the channel. So just bear with me, folks. That's why I did it live today. I wanted to get this out of the box and get it ongoing with the review, and there you go. So 12th gen integrated graphics with MX450. Is it worth to spend the extra money for discrete GPU? I don't know how much a MX450 is going to add to this in terms of over what you're getting for the integrated Iris Xe graphics. You'll get a little bit of a bump, but is it worth the extra money? I don't know about that. And it does generate a little bit more heat. So I'm on the fence on whether or not that's a very basic GPU, discrete GPU. William, it's the Commodore 512 by now. Than, we love you. We're not making fun of you. It's just that, you gotta stick with us. I mean, why is the stream buffering when I'm in full Wi-Fi bar? Because you have the cheap ass Wi-Fi. I'm sorry. You set yourself up for that. You need to get better Wi-Fi. I'm kidding. I don't know. And I think I'm at my my limit here. People, this has been a very interesting live stream. I'm going to have more to say on all three of these, actually, plus the X13S from the ThinkPad line with that the Snapdragon 8CX Gen 3. So stay tuned. That's all coming very soon. But I want to thank everybody, especially for those that gave super chats. I want to thank the moderators for doing such a great job. And I will have a lot more videos, reviews, unboxings, live streams. It's all coming. So you want to make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Until next time, everybody, take care and see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.